Hey guys, so this week's theme is cook your favorite meal, and it was picked by me, so mine better be good. The meal that I am picking to cook this week is a stir fry. The particular one that I'm doing is shrimp stir fry. And it's not my favorite meal, but it's one that's really good for pretty much anyone. You can do whatever vegetables you want, whatever protein you want, whatever carbs you want. Today we're going to be doing a shrimp stir fry with a bunch of different veggies and a sauce and some fried rice. So we're going to get right into that right now, and yeah. So the first step in doing our stir fry is to cook our rice. So the rice that we're using today is going to be brown rice and wild rice. So you're going to use 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, and you're going to put that in your rice cooker. Just stir it up and set it until it's done. So the first thing that we're going to do is chop all of our vegetables for our stir fry. The first vegetables that we have are onions, then we move on to our pineapple, bok choy, water chestnuts, celery, zucchini, carrots, mushrooms, bean sprouts, and then we have our protein, which is the shrimp. You could do whatever protein you like for your stir fry. Then we move on to the eggs with salt and pepper for our fried rice. And then we're also going to put in peas for the fried rice as well. And we're going to mix that all in when our rice is cooking. So we're going to scramble the eggs and put in our peas. Now we have our sauce, which is made up of these ingredients: the lemongrass paste, the hoisin sauce, coconut aminos, sesame oil, and our ground ginger. Then I added some flour, brown sugar, and a little bit of water to bind it all together. So once your rice is done, it's going to be a nice consistency. You're going to want to take your wok, and if you don't have a wok, that's completely fine. Either use a cast iron skillet or just a regular old pan, and you want to turn it up really high. So we're going to take it and turn it on to our highest setting, because that way it'll cook all the vegetables really quickly. Then you're going to want to take your olive oil and put it in the pan. Just kind of coat the pan around the outside. So our first step is to cook the longest to cook vegetables, such as the onions. These are the first things that I normally put in there because they take the longest to caramelize and the longest to cook, because you don't want a raw onion in your stir fry. So you're just going to stir those around, get a nice caramelization on the outside, wait for them to get all nice and golden brown, and then you'll put the rest of your vegetables in. So the next vegetables that I'm going to put in are the celery, carrots, zucchini, and mushrooms. Those ones take a little bit longer to cook as well, but don't need the caramelization that the onions need. So we're just going to stir them around, get them all incorporated together so they all cook. And then what I'm going to do is put on a lid onto our wok. It just comes with the wok that we get. And what that's going to do is steam the vegetables a little bit so it cooks a little bit longer and gives that kind of thinness to the sauce that I'm going to add at the end that it doesn't have in the beginning. And so while the vegetables are cooking in our wok, we're going to take our pan, add some oil in it for the fried rice, and we're going to heat that pan up to a medium heat so we can scramble our eggs. So the next thing that we're going to do is take our salt and peppered eggs and pour them into our pan so we can scramble them. The reason that we're doing this is because traditional fried rice has some eggs in it, and I really like having the eggs and the vegetables in the fried rice. So we're going to take that, just stir it around. As you can see, it's such a big pan that the flat surface already starts to scramble the eggs and makes it really quick and easy to cook them. So once our eggs are scrambled, we'll just stir it around a little bit, make sure it's kind of like a soft scramble instead of super hard, because we're going to keep cooking it with the peas that we're throwing in. So we're just going to take these frozen peas. For me, frozen works the best so they don't get mushy. And we're just going to stir that around and make sure everything gets all heated up before we put our cooked rice into that. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is add your shrimp or whatever protein you want to use. If you want to make this vegan, you can add in tofu, vegetarian, add in beans, anything that you want. You can even add in chicken or steak if you prefer. But today I'm using shrimp because I got it on sale and it's pretty cheap. So we just threw in the cooked rice into there and stirred it around. And then we took our shrimp and vegetable mixture and pushed it to the side so that the water kind of evaporates from the steaming. The next step is to take the vegetables that need the least amount of time to cook and put those in, such as the water chestnuts, the pineapple, the bean sprouts, the bok choy, and we're just going to cook those and stir those around lightly, making sure that the lid is off so we don't develop any more moisture in our stir fry. And so our final step today is to put in the sauce and just kind of stir that around, make sure everything's incorporated, make sure everything's cooked, and then you can plate everything. And our last step is to just plate everything. So we put the fried rice on the bottom and the stir fry on top with our shrimp and wonderful vegetables and some scallions to garnish it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my final shrimp stir fry plate.